Cześć, witajcie. Witam bardzo, ale to bardzo serdecznie w kolejnym epizodzie Zagrajmy w Starfield. Witam, 𝗏𝘁𝗿𝗀𝗍𝗏 was pytam. Będziemy sobie dzisiaj rozgrywać dalej partyjkę Starfieldową. Na czym my skończyliśmy w sumie? Kontynuujemy wątek 𝗭𝘂, czyli United Colonies. Tak mi się wydaje, że to jest rozszerzenie. Na pomoc diabłom. Ja w miarę mam amunicję. Tak mi się wydaje, że mam coś. No coś mam, dobra. Dobrze. Co możemy porobić? My stąd dolatujemy, czy coś mamy do załatwienia jeszcze? A, mieliśmy zdecydować o naszej takiej kolejności rzeczy, które chcemy zrobić. Bo jak dobrze rozumiem... Czas zapłaty. Zlecił mi ściągnięcie, piękne sekrety. Okej. Te questy raczej odpuścimy na razie. To są coś bardziej związanego z pomniejszymi funkcjami, które moglibyśmy tu wykonać. W każdym razie nasza kompanka Sara, która gdzieś powinna być w sumie. Biegnie. Nasza kompanka Sara nie będzie zadowolona, jeżeli będziemy się bawić w ściągacza długu.
Well, that was fun. Now what?
Odleć.
So, Sam, have you given any thought to what I asked regarding Cora?
What do you mean? Keeping her in the lodge like...
Misję. Zapytaj 𝗏𝘁𝗶𝗹𝗹𝗏 w urzędzie handlowym. Sol. Mars. Cydonia. Dobra, Starfield to jest generator loadingów. Co chwilę jest wczytywanie czegoś.
You know I didn't mean it that way. I was merely suggesting that you allow 𝗏𝘁𝗍𝗪 look after her. Perhaps even have him continue Cora's education. Crime's at an all-time low around.
Wszędzie są loadingi. Co kawałek po prostu.
Look at this place. I can't imagine being cramped down here, choking on the fumes and the dust. No trees,
Yo,
no grass.
hey, what's up? You looking to do some shopping here at the Trade Authority? I'm 𝗏𝘁𝗶𝗏𝗍𝗏. Feel free to ask me anything and I'll do my best to help you out.
Chcę pohandlować.
Cool. That's what we do here.
11 000. Chciałbym ci coś posprzedawać. kurde, ten jest trochę lepszy. A ten ma większy udźwig za to, a ja cały czas jestem przedźwignięty, więc jakby olejmy na razie to. Wolę, pokradłem im te wszystkie rzeczy. A co cię mogę kupić? O, 11 mm mogę kupić. Nice. Skafandry. Bo nagle po 6000 to sprzedajesz. Super.
See you around.
Invoices can be collected from the... Oh. Not here for a delivery, are you?
Worked. Past tense. Dr. Walker hasn't been employed here for some time now.
A shame, too. We had such high hopes for Percival. I brought him on myself to do medical and biological consulting around the city. Not the sort of work the Trade Authority traditionally does. But we thought it had the potential to become a whole new type of revenue stream for our branch. I invested no small amount of personal capital into the endeavor. But then he decided to run off after a discipline issue. I presume the miners have him hidden somewhere. Plenty of cracks on this old rock. But at this point, it's probably for the best.
Nie wygląda zainteresowany znalezieniem go.
That's correct. We're no longer interested in Dr. Walker's services. He did leave his post, however, with a sizable debt to his name. If you were to find him and get him to pay, the Trade Authority would be most grateful for it.
Oh, I loathe the Trade Authority. Is it absolutely necessary that we have to help them? Oh, I can't believe you're helping them. What a stupid waste of time.
Wonderful.
I suggest paying a visit to the Sixth Circle, what I suppose is technically a bar on the lowest level of the city. If anyone knows where Percival is, the miscreants there would. But I would urge caution. They're not a group known for their hospitality.
Na pomoc z diabłom. No akurat tego nie potrzebuję robić. Tara w ogóle się zastarała, tak jakbyśmy naprawdę chcieli pomóc, a tak naprawdę chcieliśmy tylko wyciągnąć informacje.
Broken spear's upstairs. Go drown yourself there. This bar's for devil's vets and their kin. Doc Walker? Well, you're barking up the wrong...
Andy, you. Why don't you come here and tell me what some stray wants with Walker? Not every day a stray topsider wanders into my bar claiming they know people. What do you want with Dr. Walker?
Dostarczam przesyłkę w imieniu Sadrian Sanon.
That's so. Now if that tag's a forgery, it's a damn good one. All right. Maybe she did send you. Or maybe you just know where to buy your fakes. Even if I decided I was going to help you get in contact with Dr. Walker, Percival made himself scarce for a reason. His debt to the Trade Authority. But if someone resolved that debt, well, Percival wouldn't have to hide anymore. Can bet that person would make a friend out of Percival, and the rest of us devils. And I'm always inclined to help a friend.
Okej. A jak według ciebie mam oczyścić imię Percivala?
Most straightforward way to take care of this debt would be to just saunter up to the authority and pay him direct, if you've got credits to throw away. Of course, rumor is the Trade Authority keeps all their records and collections files on a central server inside their storeroom. If someone was to break in there and adjust Percival's debt to something a little more reasonable, say a few hundred credits, I'd be happy to cover the costs.
Making that adjustment would be illegal. I don't think this is a road we should travel.
But, one friend of Hadrian's to another, Sidonia's full of old utility spaces. Wouldn't be surprised if there was one that let out right into the authority storeroom. Say, with an entrance behind the bar at the Broken Spear. Ooh, and you might need these. Red Devils were the meanest Marine unit the 𝗖𝘂 Navy ever had. Couldn't get in if you hadn't done at least one stint as a Martian Dusty. Made us tough. Reliable. It's why they chose us as the handlers for the 𝗖𝘂 xenoweapons. No other unit could handle that pressure. Percival, though, he wasn't a grunt like all of us. Science officer. Made sure the monsters behaved themselves around the Devils, and didn't with everyone else. But it was those monsters that did us in. When the colony war ended and the armistice came down, everything associated with xenoweapons got shelved, Red Devils included. Now they're just a memory. Me? Nah, infantry officer. But my grunts deployed alongside the things. Never seen anything like it, before or since. Monsters from the darkest corners of the Black, rampaging across the battlefield. Can understand why they banned them. Brutal. Armistice hurt us more than most, but... wow. Wasn't all bad that came out of that agreement. And I look forward to hearing the good news.
Hey, you may be Hadrian's friend. Come here.
Co z tobą?
Heard you talking with 𝗏, so you're going to help Dr. Walker? Oh, good, good. Percival's a good guy. Listen, I know how you can do it without having to resort to any B&E. 𝗭ecie hematite. Mars is full of it. People think it's just garbage, but Percival and I, we've been working on some projects in the deep mines. At least when he wasn't slaving away at his Trade Authority contract. But we stumbled on a way to make it useful and profitable. You give our research over to 𝗭𝘁 at the Trade Authority, it should more than cover Percival's debt. That guy's always looking for an angle. Well, yeah. We were never able to finish the research. Spacers moved in and ran us out. Started setting up shop.
Oh dear. I believe I see where this is leading.
But if you can clear them out, I can walk you through how to finish the research. Then you can give it over to the Trade Authority. They'll get folks working in the deep mines again.
Yeah.
Come back, I become a modern-day folk hero. Then I don't have to sleep on an inflated spacesuit anymore. Oh, yeah. So access to the deep mines can be found outside the city. It's not far. Shouldn't even need to hop back in your ship. We'd set up right near the main drill. Taking out the spacer leader should get the message across to the rest of them to buzz off. Once you've managed that, phone up here on the comms panel, and I can walk you through finishing the research.
Główny poziom. Dobra, idziemy. Idziemy dokończyć badania. Tak prawdę mówiąc, to ja bym chciał przejąć te badania i ja chciałbym rozpocząć ten biznes, ale chyba gra tego akurat scenariusza nie bierze pod uwagę.
Keep an eye on your suit's filtration.
Dobra. Jest lipa. Nie ubrałem hełmu nowego.
Levels.
Jakby Sara ma pewne zdanie na temat włamywania się i zmieniania długu. Nie. Kategorycznie nie. Ale jeżeli mamy i zabić złych ludzi, to już kurwa jest wszystko gituwa. Nie czaję, ta moralność jest krzywa jak skurwysyn. A w urzędzie handlowym powiedziała, nienawidzę urzędu handlowego, o, najgorsi. Dlaczego nie zmienić długu? Co za problem? To fuck. To byłoby oszustwo. Ale oni są źli. Ale to byłoby oszustwo. Jak użyć plecaka odrzutowego? Nie mam tego plecaka, czy jak? No mój plecak chyba nie pozwala po prostu na latanie, tak mi się wydaje. Albo plecak odrzutowy działa tylko w kosmosie? Nie wiem. Co na to reszta? Ty, no przybiegli za nami, what the fuck? Tego bym się nie spodziewał akurat. Where did they go?
Bottoming out. These access stairs lead deeper into the mines. I hope you'll remember the way back to the surface. Gonna bury you.
Gościu się chował za skrzynią wybuchającą, znaczy beczką, sorry. Kurde, mam przepchany cały ekwipunek znowu. Niedobrze. Gdzie on był? Show me what you got. O Jezu, ta sztuczna inteligencja taka głupia. I co, tutaj już nic nie mam do załatwienia? Biurkowa cyframka. Chcę wiedzieć, które rzeczy są potrzebne, a które są niepotrzebne. Czy to był ostatni ziomek? Chyba tak.
Hello? Oh, took care of the spacers, huh? Good. Now to finish off the research, you're gonna need to collect a sample of hematite to run through the thresher. Grab a laser cutter and head back to the chamber where you came in. Once you've got a sample, thresher's the big machine in the next room. Passcode to start it is 𝗖𝑆2330. Take care of all that, and we'll have Percival's name cleared in no time.
You're carrying too many odds and ends. Time to let something go.
Password accepted. Initiating analysis. Compound analysis complete.
Co ona przyniosła? Jakieś skrzynie?
Collating. Process complete. You may collect your documentation.
All set? Good. You can take the elevator in that room back to the surface. There should be a key stashed in the thresher room, if the spacers didn't make off with it. I'll be waiting at the circle.
Dokąd ten punkt pokazuje? Mógłby nam pokazać, dokąd mamy iść?
There's still quite a bit of mineral wealth down here. Perhaps it would be worth our time to survey the area for more? Well, we clearly can't get through this way. Perhaps we should try making our way down using the caves in the back of the area. Imagine having to live almost every waking moment underground.
W sumie ja też sobie nie wyobrażam większość czasu spędzać pod ziemią. Musi być męczące. Przydałby się jakiś łazik tutaj, powiem szczerze, no ale co? Co ja zrobię, no? Największy problem, że ja z obciążeniem nie mogę biegać. Dawaj, wbijaj.
Careful near the railings on the upper level.
Na pierwszy poziom, serio.
There's definitely something about it.
Jest jakiś lag, nieresponsywność, która jest pomiędzy.
You look hurt. Might want to head on over to Reliant. Dr. Flynn will get you patched up.
You've got the slate. Let me see. Reduced joint wear? Oh, increased lifting capacity. A dose of this stuff could make a miner way more efficient. This formula's got to be worth at least as much as whatever Percival owes. Okay, so here's what you do. Tell 𝗭𝘂𝗶𝗹𝗍 and the Trade Authority you found a business proposal that will make miners more efficient, higher yield, synergy, you know, all that business crap. And that you'll trade it to him for clearing Percival's debt. You good at doing pitches and stuff like that? Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh, and here, a copy of the formula for yourself, in case you ever want to try maximizing your own industrial output. Oh, use that if you can. Good luck.
It is illegal to transport plant or animal life to Mars without going through official UC channels. Adherence to this law is imperative in order to avoid unwanted infestation.
Hey, you looking for any? We got
Thank
lots
you
of
for your
stuff. Cool. That's what we.
Dobra, i co ja mogę ci sprzedać? Szczerba 52. Dwadzieścia dwa obrażenia energetyczne. Taktyczna kolba. Tłumik. Taktyczna kolba. Zasoby ważą o 25% mniej. Fajne.
Yo, stay good out there.
Dobra, i teraz zanim to spieprzymy, bo ja nie wiem jeszcze jak działa przegadywanie. Zróbmy zapis.
Was there something else? I'm never one to turn away an opportunity, but I'd be curious what you think you've uncovered in the Martian market that others have missed.
Aqueous hematite, iron and wastewater. Well, I'm not surprised no one has proposed something like this before.
And exactly what does this new drug of yours do? An interesting proposal, if your data pans out. But where's this hematite coming from? The active mines would be too expensive to retool. The deep mines could be an option, but they're full of spacers, or so I've heard. Really? Well now, that is intriguing. A completely untapped resource pool, and the sort of utility every mining firm in Cydonia would be clamoring to get their hands on. We could contract out all the actual lab work, bring on one of the hungrier mining concerns for materials, the licensing fees alone. And think what it would do for our image with the general populace. This mine, reopened thanks to the Martian Trade Authority. Very interesting indeed. And what do you want for the rights to this drug?
Dr. Walker's dead? That's it? Consider it wiped.
Well, it seems we have a deal then. And here, a finder's fee from the authority. A perfectly reasonable amount for a discovery with this sort of potential. Wouldn't want you feeling shortchanged down the road. We'll just be taking that slate before you have any second thoughts. It was a pleasure doing business with you.
Co, mógłbym posprzedawać też te śmieci, które mamy przy sobie.
Sounds like a plan.
Notatki, zasoby różne. Cyfrychy zostawię, długopisy. Ja pierdolę. Posprzedawane. Dobra, i teraz w teorii mógłbym rozwinąć handel. A jakieś rzeczy bojowe mogę ulepszyć? Bojowe. Bronie balistyczne. Lasery zwiększają obrażenia.
running late for the meeting. What time is it?
I've got no idea.
Yeah? Did you now? Fine work. My end of the bargain then, I suppose. He's holed up in the old Red Devil's HQ. Place was sealed up tight after the 𝗭𝘂 shuttered our unit, but we snuck him in the back entrance through the deep mines. Was also going to warn you about spacers down there. But it sounds like you might have already tossed those dregs. Here, the passkey. And I'll let him know there's someone he owes one hell of a thank you on their way down.
Czy niezależnie, czy tam poszedł, czy nie, to gdzieś tam w okolicy on jest schowany. Aha, tu była winda. Zajebiście. Chyba, że jej nie zobaczyłem wcześniej. Że oni tam mówi, dali mi klucz do przejścia i tak dalej, ale... ale jakoś się nie skumałem, że to tu. Jakaś winda, drabina, coś? A, jest i on.
Got me out of the red with the trade authority. Can't say I don't appreciate it, but I doubt you came all this way just to do me a favor. Now you want to explain to me why you're going around harassing nefarious old men by wiping away their hard-earned debts? Tissue sample? You came all the way down here for that? Must be some damn important cells. You want to tell me what I'm about to be staring at? A fast-growing pteramorph. That is concerning. Who exactly told you to bring this to me? Hadrian. She gave you this? If she made you come all the way for this... Let's get inside. I need to see these cells.
No to ho.
Gonna ask you to not touch anything. Got some projects in the works down here. I wasn't expecting guests. Oh, and Lou mentioned how you took care of the dead. Can't say I'm thrilled the Trade Authority got their mitts on the research, but I guess that's the price you pay not to live in a cave the rest of your days. All queued up. Let's gaze into this abyss, shall we?
All right, just get those cellular markers tagged. Wait, where are the markers? This can't be right. This sample, it's Londinian. I'll need to get this all in a slate.
Adrian really gave you this sample. You're not lying to me? Because if you told me this was a hoax, and it'd be the best damn fake I've ever seen, I'd be mad and very, very relieved.
Can't just humor an old man, huh? This sample, it's got all the indicators of the worst terramorph attack in human history. I presume you've heard of Londinian.
Dowiedziałem się.
It was a city wiped completely off the map by terramorphs. The swarms were so bad, they had to blow the spaceport and seal the place off from the galaxy at large. Not a lot of samples made it off the world from the time of the attack, but the ones that did, well, they look just like this one. I didn't detect any of the telltale signatures this specimen ever sat on a ship while it was alive, either. I don't think it was transported to 𝗖𝘁്. This specimen, it grew there, faster than any terramorph should. Which means, if we're about to start a new era in human-terramorph relations, where big, sudden Londinian-style attacks can happen outside Londinian, that's not gonna end well for humanity.
It would be the end of us as a species.
So, you lugged this bad omen all the way here. You want to tell me what your plans are for it now?
The circle, huh? Could use a drink about now. Here, faster if we take the lift to the surface. Not supposed to use it, but given the circumstances, I'm inclined to just ask forgiveness. Let's get going.
Percival. My God, look at you. You're an old man now.
You're no hassling yourself anymore, Major. Our friend here showed me your sample. Suffice it to say...
Not here. Let's talk somewhere more private. Lou said we could use the back.
The Red Devils aren't exactly your average bar crowd. You can see it in their eyes. We don't belong here.
Lou gave me the abridged version of what went down. Yeah, I can't thank you enough for taking care of all that.
Makes two of us.
I hope it ultimately didn't end up being too much trouble. That's certainly not what I was expecting you'd have to go through. But thank you. I'm just glad you both came through intact. So, were you two able to get that workup together?
Got it right here. That sample? It's an exact match for the ones from Londinian.
Londinian. That's exactly what I was afraid of.
Not thrilled to be the bearer of that kind of news. That's for damn sure. So tell me you've got some kind of plan for that workup.
Well, right now, we've got more questions than answers. So I've been trying to figure out what it's gonna take to access our old Terramorph data.
Good place to start. What'd you find?
It's in the archives.
The Armistice Archives? Doesn't that mean we'd be dealing with the Cabinet? And the Freestar Collective? And House Va'ruun somehow? Guess we can kiss that approach goodbye.
I didn't think the Cabinet would be willing to hear us out either. But I called in some favors. They've agreed to hear us out on two conditions. One, they want to see this analysis you two have procured. And two, they want to discuss what happened on 𝗖𝘁𝘁 with both of us. Well, that's about the best news I've had all day. But before you commit, I want to make sure you know the whole story. Percival and I, we're not just researchers. We were military scientists, ran a division of the 𝗖𝘂 together that deployed aliens on the battlefield as weapons.
Place I was hiding out. That was our unit's home base.
After some early fits and starts at other facilities, the place eventually became the heart of 𝗖𝘂 xenowarfare. A practice that's been banned ever since the armistice went into effect almost 20 years ago. And the 𝗖𝘂 military cut us loose for what we'd done. Oh, you already knew. I'm sorry about that. It didn't seem relevant in the moment, and well, it's not something I'm exactly proud of. But it was during that assignment that the 𝗖𝘂 asked us to explore deploying terramorphs on the battlefield. The project never got off the ground, but the data our team gathered is now sitting in the archives, along with all the other information banned after the colony war. Under the watchful eye of monitors from all the galactic factions still participating in regular politics. But if we can convince the Cabinet to help us access that data, it'll give us the tools we need to decipher what exactly this sample might mean. And hopefully, how to prevent more attacks like the one that spawned it. All right. I'm gonna go get this workup into the Cabinet's hands. I'll meet you out front of Mast in New Atlantis.
Good luck. You two are gonna need it.
What can I help you with?
Metody badawcze. Skaner ręczny. Funkcje brania statków za cel. O. Czyli tego nam brakowało. Alpha Centauri. Jamison. Loża. Dzielnica mieszkalna.
Painful memories or not, it's good to be home.
Dzielnica Wnatu.
I have a feeling today's going to be a great day. Don't you agree?
Captain! Over here! The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the 𝗖𝘂, it's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The 𝗖𝘂's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the 𝗖𝘂 during the Colony War, former head of the 𝗖𝘂 Navy. They called him 𝗴𝘩𝘪𝘱, woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin. A title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the 𝗖𝘂's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians.
Tego się nie spodziewałem.
Of the 𝗖𝘂 military for generations to come. I'm getting there. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death on both sides. Freestar Collective and 𝗖𝘂. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the 𝗖𝘂 and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned. I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here. Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Ah, Captain. Congratulations on joining the ranks of the Vanguard.
Jakby się coś zjebało, zróbmy zapis.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the 𝗖𝘂 Xenowarfare team's terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. 𝗖𝘂, Freestar Collective, and House Va'ruun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor. That is something to consider. Though we also have to take into account the nature of the data you require.
Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on 𝗏𝘗 was anything less than a tragedy, terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic, and at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask, how many deaths the Cabinet requires to act? 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like 𝗏𝘗 are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
Jeśli istnieje szansa, że wydarzenia w 𝗏𝘗 mogą się powtórzyć w innym miejscu, należy poprzestać na tę prośbę.
I'm uncomfortable opening the archives without gathering more information. However, if that's the path forward you prefer, then so be it.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
I suppose that does get to the heart of the point, doesn't it? Very well. I consent. The galaxy was lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to... What was that?
Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident. Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Terramorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God.
Damn it. They're here. Now.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am. Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
You! The EM rifle, grab it! Now!
Stop! We're trying to help you!
That's it. Now hit him with everything you've got.
Co to jest broń EM?
I will stop you. Why is this happening?
This one's down. It's I can feel it.
Lights out on that one.
Make it stop.
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting, I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready. Let's do it.
Nat's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
Dlatego gra pytała, czy mamy czas, żeby się zająć innym, czy mamy czas, żeby zająć się tym questem, bo było po prostu niemożliwe, żebyśmy do tego wrócili.
step! Let's get it done!
Experts? We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad, but we're barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
Heard you might be looking for some backup. You say the word, we're out there.
You two have any experience with terramorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on the way here. But we know...
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool in a firefight. Might make you more liability than asset.
We're not 𝗖𝘂 security. You don't need to worry about us. Roger that. We're on you. Whatever's out there, I'm ready.
Can we get out of here before the air starts eating through the suit?
They're gone! The right hit.
I've still got it after all.
Dobrze.
It's here! Oh, God. Captain! You're going to be okay! It's not real! Whatever you're experiencing right now, it's not real! We have to put down that floor!
Down! Get down!
There's another one! They're everywhere! I can take you! Taking fire over here!
Save, save, save. Never save, never save. Never save.
You're not so tough! Let's!
Oh, God.
Let's do this!
It's everywhere. And that, my friend, is how we do things on Joseph.
all wrapped up. Go tell the sergeant what happened.
Thank the heavens you're back in one piece. Though I guess our people weren't so lucky.
The cabinet's already got a plan in place to make sure attacks like this never happen again.
Can't happen soon enough. Thank you. The city owes you both a debt after this.
We were just in the right place at the right time. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the terramorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
𝗭𝘂𝗶𝗹𝗱.
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all clear signal before exit.
Whole building's on lockdown.
That's a relief to hear. Captain? Hadrian? It would appear that the cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today. As well as an apology. Your concerns about the terramorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, today's events have only clarified our path forward in the eyes of the cabinet. You will have our full support in collecting the terramorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed, first, we're going to need someone to convince the Free Star Collective and House Va'ruun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative. The cabinet wants progress, and wants it quickly. You're already far more familiar with the situation than any diplomat would be. There's also no diplomat alive that can claim they helped keep a cadre of terramorphs off the embassy doorsteps. The cabinet was unanimous. They want you.
Kurwa, jestem Shepardem tej gry.
We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us?
No jasne.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. we're dismissed.
Those creatures kill 𝗖𝘁cie citizens. They're not killing anyone.
Podwaja poprzednie premie. Oh yeah. Okej, pilotaż. Zabezpieczenia. Funkcje brania, systemy celownicze.
I'm gonna go check in with Chief Engineer 𝗭𝘀𝘁𝗁𝘁. Start getting...
Tacy przyjaciele. Wow. Dobrze, ale to będzie wszystko na dzisiaj. Serdecznie dziękuję za oglądanie. Mam nadzieję, że wam się spodobało. Zróbmy saving tak na w razie W i tymczasem żegnam. Do usłyszenia, siemanko, no i cześć. Dziękuję bardzo za oglądanie mojego materiału. Mam nadzieję, że wam się podobało. Jeżeli wam się spodobało, pamiętajcie, żeby kliknąć kciuk w górę, zasubskrybować i kliknąć dzwoneczek. Wszystko, aby zawsze być na bieżąco. Jeżeli macie coś do napisania, napiszcie komentarz, dzięki temu będę wiedział, że jesteście, że wam się podoba i przede wszystkim, że chcecie, żeby tych materiałów pojawiało się więcej. Dodatkowo, jeżeli chcecie się wdzięczyć za to, co robię i podoba wam się moja praca, pamiętajcie, że możecie kliknąć w moją nazwę, wejdziecie do strony głównej mojego kanału, kliknąć opcję wesprzyj i za 2 zł, 10 albo 30 zostaniesz wspierającymi według waszej tutaj chęci i potrzeby oddania trochę tej dobroci w moją stronę. Dziękuję bardzo za oglądanie, trzymajcie się, do usłyszenia i życzę wam miłego. Bardzo serdecznie dziękuję wszelkim wspierającym za to, że jesteście. Dziękuję tym, którzy byliście wspierającymi i dziękuję wszystkim tym, którzy po tym właśnie filmiku zdecydowaliście się na wsparcie. Przede wszystkim to nie jest tak, że wspieracie osobę, która ma tysiące widzów. Wspieracie małą społeczność, której dzięki każdej osobie z was, każdej złotówce, którą mi przelejecie, każdym 2 złotym, które jesteście wspierającymi ptasiakami, za każdą tą jedną osobę bardzo serdecznie dziękuję i za każdą tą złotówkę dziękuję, ponieważ dzięki temu po prostu mam chęci, mam motywację i przede wszystkim mam dodatkowe finanse, które pozwalają utrzymać ten kanał i utrzymać wszystko, co się wokół niego dzieje, włącznie z kosztami prądu, kosztami kupowania nowego sprzętu, kupowania nowych gier i w ogóle całego czasu, które spędzam, czy to nagrywając, czy to streamując i czy to, jeżeli w przypadku wielu sytuacji rozmawiając i wspierając osoby, które w jakiś sposób czują się gorzej. Więc moja działalność jest bardzo szeroka i cieszę się, że doceniacie ją. Jeżeli ktoś z was czuje się gorzej i chciałby ze mną porozmawiać i ma jakieś takie problemy, możecie do mnie napisać, zagadać. Wszystko na Discordzie, a link do Discorda w opisie.